Game number 2 coming your way right about now as picks and bans are going to be our next step in this journey.
Picks and bans?
I believe we call them the P's and B's on this broadcast more often than not. Yes, it's been a while since you've been here. It's the P's and B's, also known as picks and bans. For game number 2 of Cloud9 versus the Legion of Carrots. Remember, guys, we'll play 2 game sets here. This is our final game of the day. Final game of week number 3 as well. Isis as your number 1 ban.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so taking immediate shots at a Duro.
Huh?
Taking shots at a Duro there with that ban.
Yeah, sure, why not?
A rather curious Isis ban to start the day off. We're going to see Serket taken away. Very smart. Anything that affects Annenster's ability to play Smite is probably a good idea.
I think, yeah, maybe just ban away the Isis in case you want to run that Neith again or something kind of janky in the mid lane. Isis is just such good clear, can put the pressure out. Let's just take it away. It's also, as you mentioned, one of Aduro's better gods, so no real risk there. I mean, the only risk, I suppose, is you leave open the Sylvanus or the Athena, but you just ban one of those and take the other for yourself.
So we got Athena locked in here, banned out here, coming out from Cloud9. They do have first pick potential, a little bit strange to see them give that away. They might be looking for Neith again. Legion of Carrots has a choice here. Now, they didn't take the Sylvanus last time on Cloud9, so it's possible they won't again.
Ooh, okay, so they banned Bologna to kind of force the issue. Is it Neith or Sylvanus? We're getting one or the other. What will Cloud9 take? Will they take the tree for Jeff over the Neith? My guess is no, and my guess is right. It is Neith. So this leaves, is Legion of Carrots going to try to make that big-time play, right, and take the Sylvanus +1 that's going to change the entire game? I mean, clearly it'll be Sylvanus, and then what is the other pick? Will it be the Thor with Bologna banned out? Will we see another Guardian, perhaps, to kind of force Cloud9 to an awkward position? They'll take the bots. Okay.
This time I want to see it go to Pernicus. Salt Machine, while he did well in lane, had no presence.
Yeah, he didn't get much done with the bots. We didn't see those big Fear No Evils changing the
It didn't seem to me like this was a character that he really wants to play. And again, wow, very early. Hades going to be locked in, more than likely for Omega.
Yeah, although we've seen Self play it, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him play it again someday. Today may not be that day.
I really hope it's not.
Yeah. Cloud9, one more pick remaining here in this first picking phase before we get to the second round of bans. And hey, look, no surprise there. It'll be the same draft as last time.
Done this before.
Yeah, also, all of the picks so far and bans are exactly the same as we saw in Game 1.
Will Legion of Carrots decide to continue this pattern? What was this last time? Xbalanque. Yes, it's the exact same.
Okay.
So then the bans are Medusa, right?
Yeah, wasn't it Medusa and what was the other one?
No, it's not Medusa.
No, Medusa was in the European games.
Yeah, it was. It's Janus.
And Basket.
Bastet, yeah.
Bastet, yes.
Yeah, and then they picked up Scylla and then went Thor.
Yeah.
All right,
so see, Bastet's banned. Will they ban the Giannis again? They already banned an Isis.
Ban Janus. Come on, this is fun. Oh, this is so fun.
Oh, this is very fun.
Duro, you were the best. You were pretty much the best player on the team last time, and you did it with Scylla. You got to do it again. You got to do it again.
Got to pick that Scylla.
Come on, man.
Hey!
All right, so then to finish this off,
Thor Apollo.
Thor Apollo, yeah.
Thor Apollo. Come on, boys.
Come on. It worked so well last time.
Thor.
There's Thor. Okay.
Give me an Apollo.
Yeah, come on.
Oh! Babby! Why Babby?
Well, I mean, he just, like, shuts down Xbalanque's early game.
True.
Like, to the point of almost non-viability. The issue is they've picked 2 early game hunters. Final pick here. Who are we looking for? Jungle. Who's Jungle?
Well, it was Cabrakan.
Hey, so Barracuda just ruined everything.
Yeah, nice job, John.
Everybody tweet at Barracuda and tell him how upset you are.
Yeah, why would you do that? You could have... I mean...
I don't think that's ever happened.
Apollo was fine here.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Jeez Louise. Everything picked pretty much in the exact same position as well.
I'm upset.
I'm John Salter.
I'm John Saltier.
Yes, you are. Game 2 is underway, guys. Cloud9, g2a versus Legion of Carrots. Cloud9 looking to close out this one in, well, it's only going to be 2, but they're looking to take both of those games. As it will be the blue team again in this contest, left side of your spectator UI, bottom side of the minimap. Omega and it's their MLC Stealth. Jeff Hindla and Barracuda are the players. It's Hades, Thor, Neith, Geb, and Cupid as the gods. Their opponent is the Legion of Carrots. Salt Machine, Pernicus, Aduro, Pain Devion, and Panda Cat making up the red squad from the top side of the minimap and the right side of the spectator UI. They are Hunbots, Cabrakan, Scylla, Sylvanus, and Xbalanque.
So Hunbot starting off, bought something in the second slot, might have been boots, didn't quite see what it was, but then decided to sell it and go back into the hand of the gods. So that puts him at 1,100 gold spent, and then spent another, what looks like 300 gold on potions.
Oh, also, we also get to potentially see the old Hades Cupid combo. That's always fun.
It's bro comp.
Yeah, the bro comp.
Circles, man. If you don't have beads, you die.
They do. They got big circles in this one. They got the Geb circle, they got the Cupid circle, they got the Hades circle.
Neith's got some circles.
Neith's got some circles, and Thor's got some nice circles too.
Thor's got some for real circles.
Team Venn diagram.
No invades coming out this time. In fact, a rather curious start overall coming out from the Legion of Carrots as you see them starting at the blue buff and now what seems like rushing in for some kind of invade?
Yeah, well, it's the Hades, right? It's a mage, so they have a little bit of leeway here. Cabrakan does a nice bit of burst.
He has the hand.
They'll force the reset at least. Okay.
Yeah, but their clear isn't as good.
Yeah, double tap. Not going to hit. That's good. That would have been half HP or Cabrakan right away.
That hurt, though. That hurt them a lot. Pernicus should have no fear at this point. Walking forward, hitting level 2, and now putting themselves in a position where they will have the advantage to go for the blue buff.
Right for it, yeah.
The issue is that going into the next wave, there should be an advantage depending on how... Oh, Cloud9 not letting this go.
No, they're going to contest it. Hades has the hog. Remember, not going to be used. Already taken away by the Legion of Carrots.
Oh, that's trouble.
Oh, that's nice. Berserker Barrage stunned out. Hades, he's going to be smacked around, go back to lane. Slowed. That should be enough for the first blood. Indeed it is. Salt Machine take the first blood against Omega.
Woo!
Quite low as well there as the crit comes out. And it's going to toss out a hammer just for good measure, but not going to find anything. And an immediate port back to the tower by Omega. Heart bomb.
Jesus, he slowed.
What even happened there?
Oh, my Lord. Panicat needs 2 hits here. Not going to find them. But all lanes getting kind of dominated here. Even Stealth getting pushed back in the mid lane. Cabrakan rotating in as well there. Stealth getting pushed away by a Scylla.
Yeah, so Legion of Carrots, I mean, all of a sudden, they're winning all of the lanes, at least in terms of early momentum and a first blood to their credit. Game number 1, looking up for them.
I think the big issue there is, in the beginning, you see the double tap come out. Mjolnir's attunement doesn't quite hit the big damage. And now Pernicus knows that he can be aggressive. And that's what he does. They clear the wave quickly. They force into the blue. He handles the gods perfectly to make sure that he gets the level advantage and keeps it. Omega leaves the lane a little bit early, doesn't hit level 2, and thus has no escape, only having Devour Souls.
I mean, when was the last time you saw Cloud9 take their own back camps instead of invading?
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're so often ahead at this point in the game. Oh, that's actually trouble for Pain. A lot of slow coming out. Last couple in-hands. Heart bomb. Not going to be enough, and Jeff Hinla does not have the damage to follow it up. Panicat moving forward nicely there. Barely surviving his Pain.
Jeff's probably feeling the hurt on that one because he could have stayed for 1 more auto attack.
Yeah, he could have.
It's 2 or 3 more that really would have hurt him. He didn't expect that level of damage to come out, and he probably saw that 15, 20 health walk away from him like, I just dropped that. That hurts.
Yeah, he could have had that.
Very similar to how we saw Pain of Beyond in the last game pull people out of the I'm a Monsters. It's just these things that you can't always predict and make you just... That's the kind of stuff that puts you on tilt.
Barracuda going to get some bonus mana out of this. No, he'll take 2 of the hearts himself. Here we go. So, yeah, looks like... oh, we're just getting a word here from the admin team. Actually, it was not the ban on Bassett. It was a ban on Apollo. And the Apollo was banned out. That's why we see the Cupid selected. We expect.
Still tweet at Barracuda and
yeah,
tell him how much you're mad.
Still tell him he ruined it for you.
Oh, huge combo coming out of all 5
Somebody's
people.
A monster.
And right now, it's going to be a Duro finding the second kill of the game, as well as some last hits and some creeps. Going to put himself in a really good spot, shutting down. It looks like Jeff Hinla there going to be forced to respawn. Barracuda. No, not going to find the damage he needs.
No, not enough stacks on that that passive to make the Heart Bomb do extra damage. Barracuda, it's in a tough spot, but no, with Cabrakan recalling there, it looks like he's going to be safe to go back to the lane and continue farming, even with Xbalanque and Pain de Vion rotating back in, but nothing cooking just yet. In the solo lane, we haven't talked about too much here. It's Omega once again playing the Hades into Salt Machines, Hunbots, and it's once again pretty much all square.
I'm looking at this Cloud9 roster, and it's pretty much the same comp, right? And they traded out Apollo for Cupid, whose early game, for all reasons, should be better. And yet they're losing the early game even more than they were in the last one.
It's been a theme, though, so far for both Titan and Cloud9. Early game not necessarily going their way, but still finding ways to make it happen in the mid-game. All 3 Heartseekers are done now across the board here. Xbalanque, Cupid, and Neith all with 1 to their credit.
1,000 gold lead right now. Legion of Carrots needs to do something to continue this lead, right? The issue is that they don't have a big enough lead to really pressure. They don't have like invade potential gold lead. It's just kind of like we can maybe pressure at mid camps a little bit harder than you can.
We can place for AFK.
There's 2 T's in Titan.
Yeah, it's a Gold Fury maybe that they need to get, I think.
Right.
That's not really going out too far on a limb to say that's an important strategic early game opportunity if you have a lead. And I think that's Legion of Carrots, their next play here has got to be turn one of these kills into either, like you mentioned, a couple of camps, although they're just going down another 4 minutes until that's an opportunity, or take this Gold Fury at, the 7 or 8 minute mark. Xbalanque this time around, though, elected to go for the Heartseeker over the Dev's Gloves, curiously enough.
I like it. I like it. I would rather see him being able to do damage. The only issue is that was their only way of getting the early Gold Fury. They need someone to be able to lifesteal through some of the damage. Generally, what you want to see is Panda Cat takes 3 hits, tanks the 3 hits, trades it off to the Guardian, heals himself back up, and then maybe trades off the Guardian again. Right? That's kind of the usual strategy. In this case, there's not really a way for him to do that aside from just taking the damage. Now, bottom side blue, it looks like, was stolen by Salt Machine.
Oh, moving forward is Barracuda. Uses the ultimate. There's the ultimate as well from the Neith. It's going to take a couple more shots, and he'll get it. Barracuda finds g2a, Cloud9's first kill of the game here. Pern, okay, a little smacky poo. In comes Anderson, though. Heart bomb there as well. Damage coming through, and yes, that'll be enough for killing the Pern. I'm a monster will hit
Shield.
Barracuda, but the shield is there. Geb showing us his worth. An ultimate used by Geb. The Cataclysm is there, slow. Probably could have left that on the ground a little bit longer. No way! Go home, Barracuda. You're too low, damn it.
I felt like a concerned parent.
Oh, stealth.
Like,
Stealth with the
Barracuda.
backstab here. Is he going to just walk into tower range? Yeah, he is. Sure. Hey, why not? Backflip, secure the kill.
Ooh,
easy peasy.
The style kills.
Yeah. There it is.
There's nothing more stylish than just kicking the ground and watching someone die as you fly away, man. It's just that's the serious kill. And out of nowhere, thanks to Barracuda's absolutely flawless play, gonna find 3 kills for Cloud9.
Yeah, remember that early game advantage Legion of Carrot had?
Where'd that go?
Wow,
It's that experience.
2,200 experience now all of a sudden. Gold, basically even 500. But yeah, the experience. That's what kills do for you around level 8, 9, and 10. Just so much experience. I mean, the gold is like nothing compared to the experience. The way experience works in Smite is when you kill a target, it gives you basically a percentage of the difference between their 2 levels. So if they're level 10, it'll give you a percentage of the difference between experience between level 10 and 11. So they're really valuable at like level 1 through 3, and then really valuable again at level 8 through 10.
By the way, this patch has the shutdown bonus, right? The extra
yeah,
one now?
Yes, but like to have that take effect, right? You need to
kills?
You need to kill like a level 20 when you're level 15 that has an 8 kill streak. I mean, it's like it's really the actual change didn't affect that much about the actual gold that teams are getting more often than not. It's only very extreme edge cases you aren't being rewarded enough, and I think that's a little bit of taking that that's a big change, right? When you start tinkering with the kind of underlying mechanics of how much gold players get for specific actions, the game can shift pretty wildly. So that was a
artillery boots.
yeah, that was a pretty mild inroads into some changes here. Panda Cat once again gets heat off on, but this time times out that Rising Jaguar to not get stunned.
Second time Barracuda has ineffectively used that ultimate. Panda Cat walking straight out of it and still having time to use Rising Jaguar to get into the air to stop the CC from the World
It's not Barracuda's problem, right? That's a sprint too early pickup from Panda Cat.
True.
Right? Specifically for this reason, so...
Don't... Oh, he took a tower shot for picking up that
Poor guy. That's net negative.
Everybody does it. I could pick this. I have time for this. Oh, Blake.
Okay, pardon.
He's like, I'm not fighting that medium
Oh, they're going to try to make the play of the
Cupid.
Pain. Uh-oh, yes, easy. Dead.
Wow, Pain
Thor.
didn't even get the ultimate off. He died way before he had a chance, and that was 100% Jeff Hinla there. Jeff actually uses the shockwave to stop him from being able to cast. Absolutely flawless timing there coming out from the support player.
Yeah, and well, Andy sets that one up, of course, with the ultimate on Thor. I haven't called his name that much, but he's been involved, certainly. 1-0 and 2, 3 of the kills of the 4 from Cloud9.
It's been the Jeff show.
Yeah,
Both games for me. And, it's funny. From what I heard from MLC Stealth, if you check the esports rankings for how much money players have made from tournaments, Jeff is below everyone else.
Yeah.
Right? And MLC says it's because he's a support player. He doesn't deserve as much money.
Yeah, he didn't get as much money. About $100,000 less than the rest of the team.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's support.
He's supporting them. Yeah, he gives them each another 25 Gs as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
And hey, he's also number 69 overall on top earnings ever.
The worst.
Jeff the Sex Hinla. A very specific kind of sex, apparently.
That was a bit much. I think that was the line.
That's where you draw the line, Brandon. 9.5 minutes, baby. Mid-camps, left side, coming back up. Cloud9, 4-2 over Legion of Carrots.
I'm surprised that the Gold Fury is still standing after that last one. I thought Cloud9 was at least going to pressure and force the fight.
Yeah, me too, actually. But they don't. They take Sylvanus deep on the left side of the map, but elect to go back and stay safe overall here. Cloud9, they've built, I think they're very comfortable with this matchup after that first game. They're kind of like, I think we got this. Let's not play let's not play risky.
Whoa. Jeff's going right in.
Yikes, and so is Cabrakan. He actually blinks into this one. Thor ultimate is going to miss. Will he have enough to kill a Duro here? No, it looks like he's going to skate out of this one. Jeff Hindla just can't seem to find a moment to hit the ground and fire off any abilities. Cabrakan's ultimate on the mark, but is not finding too much. The Pillar of Agony is there to hold Sylvanus out of this fight, or rather to keep him in the fight, I suppose. Pern will find the kill onto MLC's Neith, but takes a lot of damage in the process. A sloppy and ugly bloodbath there, just off the right side of the mid lane.
Yeah, both teams going to lose. Actually, no, Saw Machine got out of that. Wow, so only one person lost there for Legion of Carrots, comparatively to MLC and Jeff, both going down there. Barracuda and Panicat going off here.
That was a nice kind of preemptive dash there to put him in position, but Xbalanque able to find his way to that one. Panicat, more often than not, seems to be running away from Barracuda. 2-level advantage as well for the Cupid.
Well, the sprint too. I mean, it's keeping him alive. It should be probably a bigger advantage, but the early investment into sprint 2 has kept him in this game. The difference really is the builds at this point. It's a Heartseeker with, it looks like 30 stacks versus a full Heartseeker Aussie boots 1. Right, like that's a pretty big difference in applicable damage.
Just the Aussie. I mean, just means like, I'm fighting you and you can't do anything about this except for run away from me. Because that's what you don't have, Xbalanque lifesteal at all. Nor do you have bonus penetration that I'm getting out of the Aussie. And Stir is forced to reset here. Pernicus in the back lines. But once he dumps his spells, all he is a big fat guy that can't do too much.
He's Fat Loki.
And
if those spells are down, you're down.
Yeah, the spells are down, you fall. And fall he does. Stir's taking the sky. He's going to land right on top of a Duro. Nicely played, even through the fire and the flames. One more smack should do it. I'm a monster. Playing that one a little close was Stir.
Yeah, but he manages to find it either way. Omega gonna back in place and possibly teleport. Will he buy it?
Omega, no, he already has it. Well, you only have to buy teleport towards.
He teleported over to the right. I thought he was backing you. Excuse me. He still loses the tower, however. Full health, full mana, though. Sitting pretty.
Yeah, he'll be fine over here. He'll farm a couple more waves. They'll lose a bit of gold, but they'll take the Gold Fury. Gold Fury worth about a tier 2 tower. Tier 1 taken by the Legion of Carrots, so still a net win for Cloud9. First real decent gold lead of the game built by them, 2K, and a little more than that in experience.
Well, they not only got the Gold Fury, but they picked up 2 kills as well. Duro and DJ Pernicus falling. Andy now with a level advantage. MLC Stealth with a 2-level advantage. Probably the biggest one we've seen for him over a Duro. Also, Salt Machine just took about 50% of his health.
What the heck?
That was the best play right there. I see you walking into lane. Take 50%.
That's classic MLC Stealth. Place the wards, kill the guy.
Yeah. Usually MLCs are super defensive wards, and he's hiding under his tower, though.
That's true. But this split has been a different story, as we mentioned earlier, right? He has the most deaths of any of the mid laners.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive.
Been very aggressive, and playing more aggressive gods at that.
I think people are really starting to abuse the fact that they know that Stealth wouldn't fight, and that's kind of why they started to fall in Split 1. That's why they didn't show up to land, right? Well, maybe one of the reasons. So he's trying to take a different approach, and I think that spells a huge amount of respect to Cloud9 to be able to just change the strategy that won them $1 million.
What's so strange, it seems like every time that Sylvanus is ulting, it's just like to set up Jeff Hindla's ultimate. Like, how does he do this? He's playing the game, but like every time Wrath of Terror comes out, it's more just like, oh, you're going to try to pile in and do something about that? Well, guess what, Cataclysm? You all are dead. Hey, take a look at the Chaos base there for a moment. Back to the fight, though.
It's a nice base.
It's a great-looking base. The Neith ultimate used, the Thor stun, follow up the Heart Bomb to secure it. Down will go Panda Cat. Up will go Barracuda. Just like the club on a Tuesday.
Enough.
Sorry.
Andy, still alive. Oh, teleports over.
into the large and capable hands of Cabrakan. Unravel, one more in hand. Come on, Stealth. There you go. You got it, buddy.
Duro had nowhere to go. Even if the Sentinel was ready, I mean, he would have put himself in a bad spot there. Salt Machine trying to find a way out of this one. Stealth misses 2, finds the 3rd one, but he's good body blocks. Aussie is ready.
There we go.
Omega finds the big hit and allows it to go to MLC Stealth. That's going to be a 4-for-1 trade, only dropping Andy.
Well, they'll take the tier 1 on the left side as well. Not the tier 2, though. Thinking better of that one. Falling back now is Cloud9. No Gold Fury to go and rally to. They'll simply ward up the jungle, find some items for themselves, and Barracuda will go and hopefully find a nice camp to sink his teeth into. Continuing his farm on the Cupid.
The gold difference really starting to get big. You check this out, man. We're at like 4,300 gold at this point, and this time Cabrakan chooses not to go into the Midgardian mail, or rather, I'm sorry, he chooses to go into Midgardian mail instead of Mystical mail.
Right.
So he's gaining a little bit less defense and health, and more like overall control, and much less damage. So it's curious to see maybe this big change here. It's certainly not working so far.
Is that really the make or break point for this game, though? I mean, would an extra 1,000 damage from the Cabrakan over the course of this game have made the difference, you think?
No, you're probably right.
I mean, where is the failure point here? It's Pain, Divion, Sylvanus just getting picked routinely? What's the problem?
I think that's why they're letting the Sylvanus go every time. They know how to pick it. They're giving up the extremely early game, talking about like the first 2 minutes in the opening gambit, right? And they're giving that away for the opportunity to just abuse Sylvanus, which is strange to me that if that was the case, why Andy didn't opt into someone like Nemesis, who has been strangely absent in this split.
Well, yeah, I mean, Nemesis is the kind of god that just isn't that great at level 5 at the first mid-camp contest, and that's why you don't see her picked in lieu of something like a Thor. But yeah, as you'll see here, Thor, right, perfectly capable of bursting down a Sylvanus. About a fifth of his HP pool, probably, to that Mjolnir's Rift.
Oh, DJ Pernicus, again, I think that was the third defensive blink that we've seen this game.
Well, tier 1 tower in the mid lane. Legion trades a little bit of poke, but they lose their tower there. And it didn't look like they were able to mount much of a defense, not able to rally the bodies in time. And a lot of that comes down to this dominance in the left side lane by Barracuda. They're forced to kind of keep someone over here, babysitting Panda Cat. Pain to Beyond, once again, is maybe going to get picked off. A Neith ultimate could be used here as well, just to seal the deal. Thor's going to take to the sky. Geb's Stone Shield there, just for good measure. But he didn't really have a great target to go on to. I mean, is he going to... Yeah, no, he'll rally back to the team. Gold Fury will be back up in under a minute now, so not really worth it to lose a body.
Andy very smartly chooses to leave that one. And with it, though, you got to note that he won't have that ultimate for the initial spawn of the Gold Fury. But even so, Legion does not have any control whatsoever. Everyone is behind in levels at this point. Panda Cat sitting on what is almost 0 damage at this stage of the game. Pernicus, while is level 14, doesn't really have enough control to really set up a lot. It really comes down to Salt Machine. And if he can't set anything... Hello?
Yeah, did Jeff just like unplug his keyboard for a second there?
He's trying to get the Xbox controller set up.
Gold Fury, she's back and ready to fight now. But so is Legion, able to put up a nice defense here now, I think. As Cloud9's going to push forward. Jeff Hindla continuing to maintain ward coverage here at the Gold Fury. Will take out one of the Legion wards with one of his own. One of those pretty Cloud9 wards.
Look at this again, Salt Machine on top of the damage charts. This time, not going Transcendence right away. Instead, has opted into Jotuns. Both very viable builds. Either way, he's been on the top both times, but hasn't really contributed. He's spending a lot of that player damage, which you see him put some on top. He's sending it into Omega, who's just healing it back up immediately. It's ineffective damage.
Unbot's going to smack Omega around a little bit, just seeing his lane partner out of the lane, just gave him the bloodlust. Had to go after it there. Thor is in a bit of trouble. Magi's, does he have No, he forced the beads there to get out of that one. So, yeah, that is big. You're right. As the Gold Fury is definitely the next one in contention. No beads available for the Thor. Does still have his ultimate, at least as Anaster, but under 50% HP. No.
They should be able to get this, though. I mean, no one is really ready to contend this. MLC Stealth is locking people out. Duro, that's some kind of weird spectator thing showing us the dogs there. They're back. Duro very low. One hit. Omega's going to find the auto attack. Send them back. Gold Fury still hasn't been started. Assault Machine rotates over. But even with Andy kind of getting the work there, he rotates back in with full health. And now with a major power play, Cloud9 be fighting into Legion of Carrots with pretty much all of their magical powers.
Yeah, Cloud9's kind of baiting Legion into these extended engagements and then using the Neith ultimate to turn it into their favor against the single target right away. Anaster taken to the sky. He's going to try to cut off the rotation coming in. He's not going to stop Pernicus from making his way in there. And really getting quite a bit done is Pern. I mean, he's stalling out nicely. He will go down, though, but he finds a way to live through that initial initiation phase. A Hades ultimate and a Thor ultimate used to try to keep him out of the fight, but finds his way in nonetheless. Gold Fury, however, still at 19 minutes is going the way of Cloud9, and that will be their second of the game, I'm sorry.
So here's the issue again. I'm talking about Salt Machine. He's riding the top of the damage charts, but he just went an entire team fight without using Fear No Evil. 3 of his teammates died and a Gold Fury got dropped, and he didn't think to use probably the second best team fighting ult in the game to like Waxing Moon, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, right. Fear No Evil into that I'm a Monster should be achievable. I mean, we saw him doing it in the first game.
And Andy's beads were down.
Right, yeah, good point as well. They could have picked up an important kill there, but instead now Thor will get a Shifter Shield out. Beads 3, Jotun's Wrath. I mean, he's ready to party. Magic's blessing, and he's full build.
Things are looking quite dire right now for Legion, who, again, found the first 2 kills of the game, but now are, again, 7,000 gold in the hole. And there's usually ways to come back, right? There's usually, like, we can fight at a tier 2, have them overcommit. They can go for Fire Giant. We can force them into lava. Like, there are things you could do, but this is Cloud9.
Yeah, you don't expect them to make big mistakes, certainly. Some mistakes will be made, but will you be able to capitalize on them, as they're not going to be too profound. Breastplate of Valor, as well as a Warlock Sash for Hades, so impossibly tanky now is the Hades. Good luck killing him.
Speaking of tanky, Cabrakan, same thing. Lots and lots of defense. The issue is that 4th item, we're talking about Mystical Mail.
Yeah, and when, if ever, does the damage become relevant?
At this, it's way too late in the game for this item. There were so many other options. I mean, even Spirit Robe probably would have been a little bit better in terms of, like, getting him through the fights, right? Just something. But this, he's looking at all physical defense. He has no magical defense, which means, then again, it's Omega and Jeff Hinla on Guardians. He doesn't really need it.
Fair.
Per se.
You just saw there, Annans are running into the jungle to aggress on the Panda Cat's rotation. They've just been locking him out of the lane. Look, it's a 4-level advantage for Barracuda. 5 levels now, he has level 18.
Shoot.
My, oh my.
And it's not like Bear is going to be doing a lot with those levels, right? I mean, the leveling isn't that big of a deal, but I mean, it's, 5 levels, you're looking at like 350, 400 health, something like that in between the two.
It's probably the levels on his dash, right?
Give him that attack speed.
Getting that bonus attack speed is really the big difference here.
Wow, bye, Payne.
Yeah, bye. Down you go. Meatloaf, not having it today. Oh, this could be a big pillar of agony. No, Omega going to elect just to take tower for a couple shots, fall back.
I like
put a little bit of harass. Yeah, that's fine. No reason to risk anything too much here. The 200 should be able to make quick use of this tier 2 tower. Backside, trying to make some kind of play as Hunbots, but Annanster.
Oh, Bots is in trouble.
He makes some plays of his own.
Oh no, Andy's beads are down. This could be a Fear No Evil opportunity.
Nope.
Unless there is an absolutely perfect CC chain that you can't actually do.
Yeah, how did that happen?
They hit Anvil of Dawn and then comboed it into the World Weaver. There's no way in my head that they meant to do that so perfectly, but I know these players. I've seen them do things like that, and yet you have to assume that on some level they plan that, which is nonsense.
Yeah. Complete and utter balderdash.
And with that, another few kills added to the board. A Phoenix plus a tier 2 added as well. The gold lead has become almost unrecognizable to Legion of Carrots. Like, the numbers are maybe even getting too high.
Yeah, it's a gold lead so big you have to say mate after it.
Fire Giant still available. Barracuda, I really thought was going to go for it there.
Fire Giant.
What did I say?
Oh, no, you did. I was just asking. I was clarifying. You thought he would have gone for Fire Giant?
Yeah. I thought I said Gold Fury.
No, you said Fire Giant.
I imagine he could have just started it up, and by that point, Andy and Jeff could have made it over there. He could have got it to 60% health. They could have cleaned it up.
Yeah, probably. Divine Ruin finished off for the Hades here. That'll help in these team fights a bit. Just make things a little bit more risky for the Legion of Carrots, cutting out some of that healing potential during combat. Short Sword is done for Cupid. It's a little bit of crit online for him. He's about 100 gold, or a few hundred gold ahead, it seems like, of MLC Stealth in terms of into his build. Net worth-wise, about 50, but it's the difference between Beads 3 and Beads 1.
And again, Barra hasn't died. Although Fire Giant might have something to say about that.
Nope, get chill.
It's getting lower, about 2/3 now. Pain of Yon starting to walk in.
Yeah, now using that attack speed bonus from the dash is Cupid.
They're keeping
Fire Giant.
Look at Andy in the background,
20%?
making sure that he can't blink under any circumstance.
Taken.
And Pillar Agony at any point. Won't even need to.
No, that's a free kill.
Wrath of Terror will do some damage, but unfortunately for the Legion of Carrots, nowhere near relevantly enough. Wow, they were definitely on 2 different pages there.
Jeff wanted them to take the tower, but instead they didn't.
And then he trades. Oh, Jeff's got to be very frustrated.
Yeah, come on, guys. I make my life hard.
Guys, let's get the tower. They go for creeps. All right, Stealth's like, I'll get the tower. And then he shields Stealth, and Stealth leaves with the shield on. They trolling him at this point. But the tier 2 finally does go down. They'll turn their sights to their second Phoenix of the game. Fire Giant buff enabled. Fear No Evil finally comes out. I feel like we haven't
great
seen
positioning,
that enough.
though. I mean, like Cupid on the far right, MLC Stealth on the far left.
That's what you need to see.
Yeah, you
Force
can't
them
stop
to
both of
make
them.
choices.
And now Annanster making little progress on this tier 2, but here comes the rest of the team, and how quickly they fall through these towers to 2 hunters and 5 members, all with Fire Giant buff. Cloud9 looking to break the base of Legion.
Jeff Himlad's going to walk right in. Shields should still be available. Cataclysm online. We see the Fields of Love go off, forcing out a huge mez on the Pain to Beyond. That must feel like a lifetime. Finally, I'm a Monster hits, but we're for nowhere near enough damage. Stealth will chase it down, find double kill, and then looks for the third with the sexy backflip kill, but Barracuda snakes it away.
This looks like it could very well be it, guys, as Cloud9 pushing in to fight the Titan with the Fire Giant buff active. Titan, yes, very quickly taken care of, and Cloud9 has quickly taken care of the Legion of Carrots as well. 2 straight games. Not so tough looking, honestly.
The beginnings were a little rough. Both times, Legion of Carrots had a very strong start, and as we get into the First Blood replay here in just a second, you'll notice just how planned they are. And I think this is the biggest difference between a team that's kind of coming into the SPL or the Challengers Cup now and a veteran team, is as a newer team, you're going to be playing the early game every game. You don't always get to the late game.
Right, yeah, that's a good point. But in both games, Legion of Carrots takes First Blood. In both games, they're unable to really capitalize on it. Cabrakan, I think, like, you get First Blood, he's so snowball-oriented, like, you should really be able to turn that into something, I think. But, I don't know, I mean, like, Perdiccas has seen such success with that Mystical Male Cabrakan, but I don't know, it just takes so long to get that item online. Is a Winged Blade not maybe better in that situation there? I don't know. I mean, I'm not an all-star player, but still, it seems like that god wasn't getting that much done.
See, for me, if you pick a character like Cabrakan, like a Guardian, or you pick a major bruiser in the jungle, your goal is to get that assassin fed. When you see Weekend play that tanky Thanatos, or you see him play some kind of warrior in the jungle like Odin, it's because he's trying to get Cyclone fed. It didn't seem like that was their strategy in this.
No,
we'll take a look at the jungle camps. You'll see the right side, a lot of the camps went to Salt Machine just stealing it away, and then out of nowhere, Omega started stealing blue buffs. Right? I mean, Cloud9 took most of the mid camps because Solo was never able to rotate over and Omega was. When it comes down to it, it seems like the jungle right now isn't getting the rotations necessary to get the team big. Compared to like Andy, every time he comes into lane, he's trying to set up kills. It looks like DJ's just looking for experience, playing much more like Shing.
But to be fair, as we kind of talk about Cabrakan maybe not getting it done, in that second game, it was all about the Hunter. I mean, Cupid just had his way. I mean, Barracuda just said, you're not part of my lane anymore, Panda Cat. I mean, right away it was, well, pedal to the metal aggression.
I mean, that's what Cupid's supposed to do. Cupid's early game is phenomenal. What he lacks in push, he makes up for in ridiculous early game damage and sustainability.
Well, no surprise here to anyone, I'm sure. MLC Stealth takes player of the game here in game number 2. His Neith just really looked great. I mean, he seemed to be in the right place at a lot of times.
You say that as he misses that shot.
Right, yeah. Shut up. But 8-1-9 for his KDA as his mid lane Neith. And, well, it's just one of those situations, again, where it so often with MLC Stealth, it's just kind of like, why did you let him get that god? You know, and that god may change, but it always seems to be the same conversation of, now it's Neith, before it was Zhang, you know, and before that it was Scylla, and before that it was Zhang again, and you know, so it's like, and always there seems to be this one combination with this player and one of these gods where it's just so dominant. And his Neith in these last 2 games look really nice, and we saw it a little earlier this season as well, being very, very capable. So Cloud9 finds 2 quick wins over the Legion of Carrots to give themselves some nice position in North America.
He's actually aiming for those auto attack backflip cancels every time, and he's got like 3 kills with them. They're so awesome to watch. Yeah,
they are good. I mean, that damage base comes out instantly when you activate the ability. But we do have a Curse Force player interview, and it is Omega we have on the line from Cloud9. Omega, are you there?
I think so.
Yes,
can
you
hear
are.
Me?
We can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
I am here. All right, what's up?
So, Hades, not your normal go-to, but picked twice in this matchup. Why Hades? Why twice?
Hades and twice because I don't know. I don't think it's fair if I play, you know, Herc and Tyr. I think it'd be more fun if I play some off-the-wall Guardians.
Oh, you stop it. But yeah, we saw a couple times, you know, really nicely placed Pillar of Agony, the split team fight.
Beautiful.
MLC Stealth also on the mid lane Neith. Can you guys just talk? Can you just talk a little bit about kind of your evolving draft choices here? Is it purely split to meta? Is it what's kind of going on? What's factoring into this a little bit?
I don't know. AD carries are obviously OP at the moment, so that's why you see 2 to 3 of them in every single game. So, I mean, if you have a strong front line, then you can run unlimited AD carries, in my opinion. So that's kind of why I'm playing Guardians, Bruisery.
It's working out. I mean, you know, I talked about it before. Obviously, you were playing, but I hate hand teleport, except for when you do it, because your teleports are brilliant. So can you lead us through the teleport and actually the hand pickup as well on Hades?
Yeah, especially in that game too, right, where you got first blooded. and had to immediately buy teleport. How did you salvage that lane?
I got first blood. You know, Hades is absolute trash level 1, and I thought I was gonna hit level 2 going into that into those camps, but I obviously didn't and died. So I was just gonna up my dash and dash away. But that's just the weakness of Hades. I expected it.
So what about the teleport? Like you rushed into it pretty early. You were kind of forced into it. Do you feel like you could play without teleport at this point, or are you using it because it fits your play style?
I don't know. I mean, you watch the League of Legends players. What does the top laner always buy? He buys teleport. Flash.
Everyone buys Flash.
And teleport. I don't know. I think being in a team fight instantly, or like disrupting their backline, or like being in a team fight, coming back full health with teleport is way stronger than beezing once. I don't know. I just think it's pretty amazing and mandatory.
Wow, mandatory.
Mandatory, yeah. I mean, we certainly don't see that be the case for the rest of the solo laners in the world. But Omega, thank you for joining us here today, man. Any call-outs or shout-outs before we let you go?
Shout-outs to my boys on C9. You know, C9's a great company. I love them. I love them to death. Shout-outs to you guys. You casted a good game.
How do you know?
Cause I have confidence that the chat is telling me that you guys casted a good game.
Nice.
So,
well done.
Yeah.
Well done. So, yeah, you can find Omega at C9 Omega on Twitter, at Omega QTZ.
That's me.
On Twitch. Thank you very much, Ryan. And have a lovely Sunday, my friend. Thank you very much for joining us, guys.
That was my favorite interview, I think, we've had since we started doing this.
It was a fun one.
That was great.
Standings. I think that's the next thing we have to do is kind of talk about how this week wrapped up. It's week number 3, guys, of a 7-week split here in split number 2 of season number 2. And here they are, guys. It's your European standings where Titan leads all teams at a robust 6-0. Fnatic did drop a game to Upcoming Stars at 5-1. Epsilon battling back today to 4-2. LC 3-3. That rounds out your top 4. And then it's 2-4s all the way down to the Night's Watch, yet to find a victory in Europe.
You know, it's so crazy because the Night's Watch are 0-6. And usually when a team is 0 and X, it's because they're the weakest team. And by standings, of course, they're definitely the weakest, but the way they play it doesn't look like it.
It does not. No, it's definitely not as big of a gap as we saw in Split 1.
They're incredible.
Well, let's take a look at North America as well, as we're going to see a similar scenario playing out here with Cloud9 topping all the teams at 6-0, TSM at 5-1. AFK still strong at 4-2, and then Legion of Carrots, Team Eager, and Denial all tied through the middle at 3-3. And at least Cog and Enemy at the bottom there, still looking for their first victory.
You know, something I talked about, remember guys, this is standings, this is not seeding. If we were to run a LAN tomorrow, we would go off of the old LAN and Season 1 stuff because it wouldn't be fair because some teams haven't played each other.
Fair.
So while Cloud9 still, yes, is undefeated, they have yet to fight AFK, who bested them in their last series.
That's a good point, yeah, knocking them out of the LAN, guys. But that does do it for our broadcast here of week number 3, day number 3. We'll be back on Thursday with our continuing coverage of what will then be week number 4. You see the Pick'em show on Friday and the coverage on next week and Saturday and Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Spike Game channel. For Brandon, I am Bart. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you next time. Much love and have a great weekend.
Take a look in my life, staring at those deep blue